Hey guys, Ben here, and welcome back to another live stream. Today is the DCTV show, episode 60. Very excited to be talking about all the different shows. Again, none of them are on right now. However, we're still going to continue our weekly Thursday live streams. And so today we're back with another live stream. It's just me today. We don't have as many topics, but we're going to get through the topics that I do have and I want to discuss with you as we go throughout this video. But welcome to everyone who is just joining the live stream. And we have lots of stuff to talk about, apart from like it's nothing like huge like and breaking. But we can definitely make some conversation out of it, is what I'm trying to get at. But yeah, so we're currently on break. All the shows are off, or at least all the ones I watch. I guess the big thing right now, what would it be? Like No Way Home, still pretty big and pretty new, and but that's not DCTV. We got the Batman dropping a trailer that was really cool. There's like a bunch of cool things that are coming out. Apart from DCTV, however, obviously we do have Superman, Lois, and Naomi coming in January, so January 11th. That's going to be very exciting. We're going to be covering the shows here on my channel, of course, as per usual. Just before we get into this and I introduce everything, just making one slight change to the stream. So give me 1 minute, guys, and I will start this off. Okay. So, for all of you guys who are just joining, or if you join week to week, again, I normally have my live streams every Thursday. However, I wasn't able to do it last Thursday due to the holidays, and I'm sure most of you guys were busy anyway. So, that's a quick explanation for why there was no stream last week. So, yeah, nothing crazy out of the ordinary. Was literally just because it was the holidays, and that's about it. Also, hopefully by the time of the next live stream, I might be able to have my proper good camera working and, actually have a good lighting setup. Like, this lighting setup is terrible and I hate it. It looks so bad, but nevertheless, I'm here and we're ready to talk about all of this. So let's jump in and start by saying, remember, guys, if you want to have your questions answered and you want to support the channel, please be sure to send in super chats. Super chats is the best way for me to answer your questions. Obviously, I have my topics and we'll get through to my topics, but we're going to go over the super chats first, and every time they're sent in, we will answer them. And so we do have some super chats and we're going to answer them in a minute, but I just want to welcome you guys who are just joining the stream. So Nathan is here, Cow is here, also a member of the channel. Nathan's a moderator as well. Novi is here, Atlantic Ocean, Silhouetted Animator, T-Bone Gaming, E. Clark, Cow, Nick, and also the Timeless Child Reborn is here. So thank you all for tuning in. Let's start off with the first super chat. Now, this super chat comes from Silhouetted Animator. And Silhouetted Animator asks, do you think Lieutenant Mitch Anderson will become the Captain Atom of the Arrowverse in Superman Lois Season 2? I think he will be an amalgam of that plus his comic version. So this is a very good question. Now, this is a point that I actually had in my notes to bring up, because Lieutenant Mitch Anderson, and I did actually forget his complete full name, but if we type it in online like I have just now, but I'm sure you guys saw him in the trailer. He is the new kind of figure taking over from Lois's dad in the DoD. And so if we type in Lieutenant Mitch Anderson, in the comics, in one version, he is a superhero, and he's known as Outburst, and he was a member of the Superman of America. If I click on the other one, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's who he is. But anyway, so that character is appearing, and he's going to be playing a big role on the show. Do I think he's going to become Captain Atom? I actually didn't think of that, but now you bring it up, Silhouetted Animator. I think this is a very good theory, and considering that he's Outburst in the comics, and I'm not familiar with Outburst, but if we maybe go to his powers and abilities and, his origins, we can kind of get a gist. If any of you guys know who Outburst is specifically and the way that his powers are used, is it at all similar to Captain Atom? I'm familiar with Captain Atom and I know all about Captain Atom, but it's just Outburst I'm not that familiar with. So Mitch Anderson's life wasn't the greatest. The oldest child of two, his family had split up just weeks before, causing major tensions. Let's skip forward to how he gets his powers. So I was trapping him with his family. Though his family was saved, he felt great remorse over Superman's death, feeling that it was his fault that Superman had died. Oh, where does he get his powers? A year later. Mitch became Outburst, the hero with magnetic powers. He broke into Star Labs to test his limits and inadvertently interrupted commandos employed by Lex Luthor. So he is in fact a superhero, and his powers work mainly to do with magnetism. So I don't think he's that similar. However, Nathan brings up a really good point here in the chat. I'm going to pop it up. He says, also the fact he is giving people powers to defend his country, it makes sense that he would want his own powers. So I do think that's very good. And I think he's not going to give himself Captain Atom's powers. Maybe that would happen in some sort of like accident. That could be the case. But yeah, he is giving people powers, and we're going to talk about that later in the video, in the live stream, because I actually have that as a note. But the fact he's giving people powers, yes, you can presume he's probably going to try and give himself powers. And what happens if he gets the Captain Atom's powers? Very possible, and I really, really like that idea. I'm actually going to note that down. That would be like an interesting theory to actually dig into. So maybe that's going to be a video coming up soon. So thanks for the inspiration, Silhouetted Animator, because I did not think of that before. And same goes if any of you guys have any interesting topics that you want me to actually kind of explore more and, read about it and figure out, could this actually happen? And please be sure to send them in. And maybe if a great idea, there might be a video coming out to do with that. So thanks again. And obviously right now we're on a big break, and Superman and Lois is coming back pretty soon. So it's not the biggest deal. Like, we don't have to wait that long. The 11th is currently the 30th of December right now. This is actually my last stream of the year, because it's New Year's Eve tomorrow. So hopefully you guys have a happy new year. I'm going to try and get another video out tomorrow, so shouldn't be my last video of the year, so don't worry about that. But Nick Trimble comes in with another super chat, another $5 super chat. Thanks so much for the support, Nick, towards the channel. Nick says, do you think the big bad on The Flash is going to be Red Death? Now, this is interesting because this is literally one of my videos that I have planned to do with Red Death, because of what happened in the episode that we last saw. So when Reverse Flash got his powers taken away from him, when Barry zapped him with his powers, with like his full might, there was a streak of like red lightning that went into the air, and obviously that could be seen as like the negative Speed Force literally zapping out of him. Lots of people have been theorizing that maybe that energy is going to go into someone else and inadvertently create Red Death or create the next villain of this season. And I think that is definitely possible. there's definitely like something. There's always repercussions for these things, apart from like occasionally something big happens and they forget about it. But my guess is there's going to be some repercussions from that, and I wouldn't put it past them to, do Red Death after that. So thanks so much, Nick. Cal sends in a 99-cent super chat. Thanks so much. I appreciate the support towards the channel, and thanks for all the support especially this year, Cal, since we started doing the live streams. Actually, wait, I started the live streams in 2020, so this is going to be approaching our second year of live streams. Very exciting. I love doing live streams, and obviously next year we're going to have lots of guests. It's not always going to just be me, but for now, for today, it's just me. Okay, Nick sends in another $5 super chat. Thank you, Nick, once again. Nick says, how will they go forward with the Reverse Flash? Now, I got asked about this. I do community tab posts sometimes. If you go on my channel, you can see a community page and you can click on it. Sometimes do Q&A videos where I ask you guys for questions. And literally in my last one, I think it was in yesterday's video, someone literally asked a very similar question. Someone asked, are we going to see Reverse Flash in his Argus cell? Now, remember back in season 5, we saw Reverse Flash in his cell when he was locked away. And this time he has no powers, but that time he did have powers. So this person yesterday asked me, are we going to see him in his Argus cell? And if we're going to continue with this Reverse Flash, yes, we'll see him in his Argus cell. However, there's always a chance that maybe if they want more Reverse Flash, they're going to leave this Reverse Flash in there for a while, and they can take a version of Reverse Flash from anywhere over the timeline, maybe to zip in at a certain point and join in with one of these stories. But I think for now, they're going to leave the Reverse Flash stuff behind a bit, only because Armageddon was so Reverse Flash heavy that I feel they'll get back to him, but they're not in a rush because they just did a big Reverse Flash story. Okay. Thanks so much, Nick, for both of your super chats. I really appreciate it. And, I really appreciate the support towards the channel. So, yeah, let's move on. So if you guys have any questions, again, you can be like Nick, you can be like Cal, and also Silhouetted Animator, and send in super chats, and I'll answer them. And as I said, I don't have that many topics in today's video, so super chats are obviously taking priority. But Nathan brings up a very good point. Remember, guys, you can join our DCTV show Discord server. So please be sure to join over there, and you can get active over there. And we're going to have competitions and quizzes in the new year. That is going to be something that we're going to build on, and Nathan has been helping me out. Big shout out to Nathan, who is a moderator and also a member. So that's what we're going to be doing. So please be sure to click the link on Nathan's comment that he just posted, and he'll be posting it a couple of times throughout the live stream. But yeah, we have another super chat from Dwan Davis. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. You can tell me if I said it wrong, and you can correct me. But I really appreciate you, and I think you're a first-time super chatter. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the channel. And let's read this. So, hey, how are you doing today? I'm doing good. And Happy New Year. You too. Happy New Year for tomorrow night when we hit 2022. But I got a question about the CW. Do you think the CW might change their mind on the paint? Do you think the CW might change your mind? Do Painkiller on HBO Max? Okay, so I think what you're trying to say is, do you think the CW is going to change their mind, and are we going to see the Painkiller show on HBO Max? And as Silhouetted Animator says in the chat, we haven't had an update in regards to that. As of right now, all we know is the show isn't going ahead at the CW. So there is a very, very slim chance that we're going to get the show in at the end of the day. I think more likely than not, it's just not going to happen because the CW is not going ahead with it, and HBO Max has big priorities elsewhere. Like they got films coming, they got Green Lantern. They want to go for these like big shows that are gonna get everyone's attention. I don't think a Black Lightning Painkiller spin-off show is going to be like the biggest thing and on the top of their priority list. So as of right now, I'm gonna say not that likely. And I would like to see it, even though I'm not like a huge Painkiller fan. Like I know there is some big fans out there, maybe like yourself, but for now, probably not. Would be cool if we got like a Black Lightning spin-off at some point, but maybe it's just not going to be about Khalil. Could be to do with Jefferson's daughters if they're going to do anything. But thank you so much for the super chat and for the support towards the channel. Let's move on. We have another super chat from Davon Griffin. Again, I think first time super chatter. Thanks so much for the support and for the question. The question is, are we getting a TV series for the Batman Who Laughs? So the Batman Who Laughs is a very cool character. Batman Who Laughs was introduced in Dark Knight's Death Metal. If you guys haven't read it, you should read it. It was a pretty good storyline. It was a big deal for a while. But the Batman Who Laughs is basically a version of Batman from another world. I mean, if we bring it up, let's quickly bring up like a good description, not just like my random description for you guys. Okay, so Batman Who Laughs is Batman, Bruce Wayne from Earth 22. And he is from the dark multiverse. And again, you're probably not going to understand it if you haven't read the comics, but he's from the dark multiverse, which is a concept that was touched upon quite a lot recently. He's the leader of the Dark Knights during the first dark multiverse invasion, and later the infected heroes of the Secret Six. But let's see how he got powers. Transformation. So his transformation, 2 days after the murder of Joker, Batman, and Superman, he was originally Batman. Talked about what happened, and then basically Batman let out a small laugh, which surprised both of them and alarmed Bruce, and basically he was infected by the Joker venom, and he got twisted and became a villain. That's kind of what you need to know. Again, there is a lot more to the Batman Who Laughs than just that. That's like a very brief synopsis of the character. But are we going to get a TV show for it? I would like that. I would like a Dark Knight's death metal TV show, but I don't know if there's like much asking for it. I mean, maybe if they go through all of the characters that everyone is asking for, then they would move on to something like that. But as of right now, I've heard nothing, and although I would like it, probably not. But thanks so much for the super chat. Okay, Silhouetted Animator sends in another super chat, another $5 one. Thanks so much. Silhouetted Animator says, you watch Pennyworth? Comes on HBO Max in January. Next season is introducing metahumans. So I haven't actually watched it since like the first couple of episodes. I did enjoy the show. I just got really busy and I didn't have time for it. That's honestly the truth. But I watched it at San Diego Comic-Con in 2019. So I watched it when it first premiered. I believe I was in the same room as Paigey. Like Paigey watched it then, and yeah, it was a good show, and I'm looking forward to catching up with it. I have to catch up with quite a lot of the shows, which is kind of annoying, but at the same time, it's kind of exciting. But yeah, it's coming on HBO Max in January, so you Americans can see it on demand. We don't have HBO Max here yet. But yeah, it would be cool to catch up with it, and definitely the idea of metahumans is exciting for me, and it definitely is getting me interested. Thanks so much for the super chat, Silhouetted Animator, as usual. let's move on to a couple of topics. Again, you can keep sending in your questions if you have any. But I have a few Superman Lois topics I want to hit before we move on to the Flash. And so, yeah, Superman Lois season 2 is approaching very fast. It's actually gone much faster than I realized because I keep on being like, oh, we have no DCTV shows. Like, this is the break right now. But at the end of the day, it's coming really soon. We are on December 30th right now, and it's coming out January 11th. That's in no time at all. That's under 2 weeks. So very excited for that. Superman Lois season 2, obviously going to be covering it here. Made a couple of videos to do with it over the last couple of days. May do one on the Captain Atom theory that Silhouetted Animator brought up earlier. Think it's a very good one. And yeah, so they released a synopsis. I broke that down. Seems like what's going on is they're setting up new stakes for the whole season. Seems to be very dramatic. We have Kyle and then Lana working for this new mayoral candidate. I always say that wrong. And seems there is some relationship struggles there. Meanwhile, we have Clark and Lois who have their own struggles. I don't know specifically what they're struggling with. But then also you have more relationship struggles with the new relationship of the show, that being Jordan and Sarah. I don't know what specifically happens with that, but then at the same time you have Jonathan, who's going to be back on the football field, and things are going to be going down for him. What else do we have? Well, the Superman stuff is what I wanted to specifically talk about, and what we mentioned earlier is in regards to this new villain type character who's going to be appearing, Lieutenant Mitch Anderson. Again, he is a character from the comics, and he obviously isn't Captain Atom, but he is Outburst, and he does become a superhero. But in the trailer, it's presented, well, he's presented like he is a kind of villain-like character, someone that's basically going to go against Superman because Superman doesn't pledge his allegiance to America. Sorry for that. And it seems from what we see in the photos, weird cough. I think I need some water in a minute. So basically, in the photos we see behind him, there is two people with the House of L crest on them, and they weren't there in the trailer, so you can presume that they've maybe zoomed in. They flew in, and they probably have superpowers. So as Nathan mentioned earlier, we have a storyline where the DoD and this specific lieutenant is giving different people, or well, not different people, like literally giving soldiers superpowers. And so with all of that in mind, you can kind of presume he's going to be like a villain. However, he's definitely not the main villain, because I don't think they're going to do a similar Morgan Edge twist where, he's like an antagonist like Morgan Edge was the whole season, but then he turns out to be like the big overarching alien villain. I have a feeling he's going to give himself powers like Nathan said, but I don't think he's like going to be the main villain of the season. I think he's going to lead into the main villain of the season. But it's definitely interesting that we're getting these new super soldiers who are going to be working for the American army. And it's definitely an interesting storyline because it kind of proves that, General Lane's work at the DoD, maybe it was good as like a worst case scenario, but now it's in the wrong hands and they're using it to their advantage, and basically they're just making their army OP. And if Superman doesn't stand in allegiance with America, they're going to take down Superman and create their own versions and controllable versions, which is very important, of Superman. So Nathan in the chat says, I have a feeling the stuff with Jordan will kind of be like Smallville, where he has to hide his powers from the people he loves and might cause some trouble for his relationship. I mean, yeah, I think that is definitely a possibility, especially because like the CW does that a lot. where it's always the big thing is, do I keep my identity? Do I reveal my identity to all these different people? Um, and that's always struggles, especially with relationships in the shows. But yeah, I think you bring up a good point. I got a question. Do you think the CW might change their mind with Black Lightning to bring it back for season 5? Um, Sadly, no, because I believe it was like a joint decision that everyone said, like including the actors, like we're gonna end the show, so they won't cancel anything. So if they ever bring back Black Lightning, probably gonna be in a crossover similar to Arrow. I don't think they're gonna revive the shows, but that's just my opinion. Um, okay, let's move on. So let's talk about the Flash for a bit. And remember, you guys can send in super chat questions if you have anything. Um, if you have any theories about the Flash or Superman Lois or Naomi, which is coming out on the same day as Superman Lois, please be sure to send them in now and we'll answer them. This live stream isn't going to be like a full hour. I think it'll be about 45 minutes. So we have like 20 more minutes or so. So yeah, start sending those in. So let's talk about the Flash for a bit. So what do we have coming? Well, there hasn't been much news recently. However, we had some news that we previously covered, but I wanted to bring it up here so that we can talk about it live together. And so we have Eddie Thawne. He's coming. We saw a shot of him in the trailer. I apologize for my yawning. I don't know why I'm so tired. We saw a shot of him in the trailer. We know that Bart and Nora have changed the timeline. That's going to be a big deal. There's going to be lots of time traveling, it seems. So Eddie somehow links back into that, and I'm pretty sure Eddie is going to be in the past, and we're going to time travel and meet him there. And obviously, with the timeline changes, maybe this version of Eddie is a little bit different from the normal Eddie that we know. And maybe this version of Eddie doesn't end up dying and he could become Cobalt Blue. What happens? That would be pretty good. Like, and expected, but like exciting expected, because we've been wanting Cobalt Blue for a long time. And if it turned out because of the timeline changes, Eddie somehow survived and then became a villain because he realized, oh, this is what's happened. So if Barry gets everything, why can't I have everything? And kind of make a new version of Thorn, which is very fitting considering he is a Thorn at the end of the day. Okay. So let's talk about Ronnie. So Ronnie, and if you have any opinions, like, do you think you have any ideas about Eddie coming to the show and returning? Do you think it's not time travel? Or do you think something greater is going on? Maybe we just see him in the past and then, it's not going to like be a big deal. I think it'll be a big deal. I think they're going to try and do some new scenes and spice it up by changing that timeline. It's always a good like storytelling opportunity to go back in time and change things. But yeah, we're going to talk about Ronnie in a minute. We do have another super chat from Devon, who says, "What happened to the real Lobo? Why go back with fake Lobo? And how can the real Lobo kill the fake Lobo? Because to that mean real Lobo, because that would mean real Lobo can die." Um, are you talking about Krypton? Devon, can you say it in the chat? Can you just let me know? Because I'm not entirely sure what this is referring to. Obviously, I know Lobo. Like, Lobo is a cool character. Read some comics. There was a new Justice League one recently. Justice League. What's it called? Have any of you guys read it recently? It's Justice League. It's a new comic. It's like a standalone comic. Justice League, not Apocalypse. Am I blanking? I can't blank. I can't think right now. Anyway, I read a new comic, and he was basically captured by the League, and they had to go to Apocalypse, and yeah. Anyway, that was good, but it's definitely not referring to that. So I'm gonna wait on Devon to clarify because I'm a bit behind on Krypton. If it's Krypton you're referring to, another show that I need to catch up on, despite it not being around anymore, because it's not, it's not happening, sadly. But let's quickly move on to Ronnie. So, what's going on with Ronnie? So, we know Ronnie is coming back. That is exciting. He is going to be coming for about 2 episodes, I believe, and I think it's right after Eddie's episode. It would be nice to see both of those on screen together. Uh, but I'm gonna say it's probably gonna happen like the episode afterwards, and because of the timeline changes, we somehow end up staying maybe back in time, and that's how we see Ronnie. And we see like different scenes as they try and correct the timeline. Like Barry goes back, and you have these interactions. Although there is always the chance that they. I'm sorry for my yawns, probably making you all tired. I don't know what the hell I was saying, but I think more likely than not, we're just gonna go back in the past. I really doubt if Eddie and Ronnie are gonna like come back alive suddenly in the present day. That's what I was trying to get at. Devon has clarified. So from the comic books, the one Lobo ain't the real Lobo, and the real Lobo kill him, and it's not from the TV series. It's just from the comic books. No, that's interesting, and I haven't actually read this specific storyline, so I can't really comment upon it. But if you can point me in the direction of the actual comic where this happens, I definitely will read it because it sounds interesting. There's a big conundrum of what happened to the real Lobo if the fake Lobo killed took over, and then the real Lobo killed the fake Lobo. Yeah, if you let me know the comic, I'll go read it. But yeah, I can't really like super clarify on that because I haven't read that comic. But thanks again for the super chat, Devon. I really appreciate it, and I promise you, I will read it, and maybe I can feed back to you next week. If you give me in the chat, tell me the issue number. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. And just as a reminder, we have under 15 minutes left of the stream. 15 minutes, that's 1-5. And let's continue with this. So there was a new casting recently. So glad we ain't taking shots every time we see Lobo or Flash. True that. So there was a new casting recently with on the Flash, and I'm just bringing it up because I wanted to discuss it here. It's a character who is Legion of Superheroes related, and that character is in fact Phantom Girl. And now Phantom Girl is going to be played by an actor called Mika Abdallah. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, but okay, it's on YouTube. Well, I'll look into that, Devon. She is new to the Arrowverse, and Phantom Girl is a big thing in the comics. She is a Legion of Superheroes member, and her character is, well, her official name in the comics is Tinya Wazo, however you pronounce it. And she's going to be playing that character, Tinya, on the show. And she's described as a reluctant teenager who, after years of successfully hiding in plain sight, finds her life is turned upside down when she becomes the subject of Iris West Allen's latest investigation for CC Citizen Media. Tinya soon finds herself thrust into a dangerous world she never knew existed, one that will change her life forever. And that is obviously a big deal because this is a Legion Superheroes character. We haven't seen a Legion Superheroes character since Supergirl because that's where we have a Legion from. In oh my god, in the Arrowverse. So yeah, like I'm really excited to see a Legion character. I have a sneaking feeling that they're not going to make her from the future, and I don't think they're going to make her specifically Phantom Girl to start off with. I think if she becomes like a recurring character, she might eventually, like at the end of the season, um, become Phantom Girl. But I think she's definitely going to display powers and Phantom Girl powers, but not straight away like start off being super powerful or something. But yeah, what do you guys think of that? Let me know in the chat. I definitely want to hear your thoughts because it's always great to see Legion of Superheroes characters. I mean, I'm rooting for a show myself. Like, I would love a Supergirl spin-off that is the Legion show. Um, and in the comics, it should be mentioned she is Phantom Girl, but also sometimes she's known as Apparition, and she's an alien. So I wonder if she's actually an alien here, or is she just going to be like a meta in Central City? I think that would be the first. If she became a Team Flash member, it would be like the first alien Team Flash member. That would be exciting. Um, but yeah, Tinya is coming to the show, and I don't really know her act that well. The actor has been in like one thing on Netflix, project like MC2 or something. I'm not familiar with it. Maybe you guys are, but yeah, let's see what Nathan said. So I have a feeling she's going to save someone one day, maybe a friend or a family member, and Iris will see her use her powers and will look into her. Yeah, I think that could be a very good bet, Nathan. Um, because somehow she's just going to have to get the attention of Iris, and that's going to kind of kickstart whatever her journey is this season. And seems like it's not just going to be a one-off character; it's going to be a character that they're going to, try and develop and try and continue. So yeah, looking forward to the character. Okay, let's move on. So that pretty much does it in regards to my main topics. So now, you guys, this is where you come in for the last bit of the live stream. We've got about just over 5 minutes or so. Well, about 5 to 7 minutes. Please be sure to send in questions. You can send them in via super chat if you really want to get them up straight away, and I'll answer them 100%. And also, if you don't want to do that, or if you can't do that, please be sure to send in questions in the chat right now, and we'll just be answering all of them until we end the stream. So yeah, start sending them in, and I will be answering them. So Nathan says, would it be interesting if the villain for Phantom Girl, which makes her reveal herself, is a Legion villain coming to kill her before she becomes a hero, changing the timeline? I really like that. I think that's a good theory. I might note that down, Nathan. I think that is pretty damn good. Let's see. Sorry, I totally got distracted, Nathan. I'm really sorry. I was just copying what you said and putting it in the document. Now I've got goddamn hiccups. Oh my god, everything's going wrong. I'm like yawning, I'm like randomly coughing, and I got hiccups, blah blah blah. Oh my god. This is not good. This is not going well. But yeah, I love your theory. I think it's a really good idea, and it would definitely be interesting. I need some water. That's why I'm hiccuping. One sec, guys. got my water for the last bit of the live stream. I will survive. Sorry, I don't know. I think the hiccups were triggered by having no water for a long time. Thanks, Unspeakable BG. Yeah, 60th live stream, and don't worry that you miss anything. I appreciate that you're here. We have a couple of questions we'll get to, but we have a big super chat from Cal. Cal sends in a $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Like that, Cal. I really appreciate you. You always are here every live stream, and you're the best. So thank you once again. So Cal says, do you think this season of Superman and Lois, John Henry Irons and Natalie will go back to the Earth and try and save it? So I literally brought this up, Cal. Like, we think alike. That's great. I brought this up in the last couple of Superman and Lois videos I made, saying that, yeah, they're going to try and settle here. However, yeah, they escaped. But their home world, are they never going to go back? Because if they want to go back, they're going to have to defeat Evil Superman. Evil Superman still exists. He is out there. They literally just escaped. That Earth wasn't destroyed as far as we know. So I think they're definitely going to go back at some point. Surely it would make sense. If they didn't, that would be like a weird thing that they would just like forget about it after all the trauma that they went through to protect their family and stuff. But I don't think maybe this season it's going to happen. It could be something that sets up towards next season, or maybe it is a big story. I don't know. But it's a really good question, Cal, and I do think they're eventually going to get around to this. And once again, thank you so much for your huge super chat. I really appreciate it. Christian says, do you think Barry will get a new suit? No, because I think the new upgrade, what we were going to get this season, has already happened. That is the gold boots that we saw in the Armageddon crossover. So thanks to that. Nathan actually thinks that their Earth is destroyed. I got the impression that it wasn't destroyed and that it's still around. Because Natalie only just got through, and then John Harry Irons got through a long time ago. I don't know, that's just my impression. Got a question. Do you see the petition of Painkiller? Do you see that Black Lightning, that Black people was sounding the name of? I'm not sure what the end of that was, but I didn't see the petition, but, you know, it makes sense because a lot of people like Painkiller. You know, hopefully get some support then. So the Flash trailer, so the reason I put this in the title is because obviously we have a long break until the Flash comes, so it's not going back till March. Normally we get a trailer about a month before, so I'm gonna guess we're probably gonna have to wait until about February, probably sometime mid-February, until we get a trailer for episode 6. Obviously we've had a trailer already, but that's kind of like a promo, and so I reckon mid-February you could get a trailer, and then there is always a possibility they don't put out a trailer that early, but maybe we might have to wait until like the start of March for a new trailer. I don't know what specifically is going to be in the trailer, but it will be more along the same lines of what we got in that first trailer, teasing the timeline changes and Bart and Nora getting up to mischief basically this whole time. So yeah, that about does it for this live stream, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thanks for sticking around and supporting my channel this year. I really appreciate it. We are so close to hitting 110,000 subscribers, so keep on watching my videos every single day. I'm trying to upload daily. Obviously, Thursdays we do live streams instead of a video, but yeah, keeping up that grind. And if you guys like every video, you come back, watch the videos, even if you're not like super interested in the topic, maybe. I always appreciate it if you watch. Just, you know, if you can click on it, you can go away. You don't need to listen to me. But maybe if you listen, you might hear something you like or sounds interesting to you. So yeah, I really appreciate all you guys who watch every single video that I make, because it does support the channel and it supports me and, you know, everything that we do here. But thank you guys so much. And yeah, the solo streams happen every once in a while. I mean, I think it's more common that we do solo streams. Sometimes, you know, we have Eric on and everything, but uh, that's all going to happen in the new year. And I will announce it obviously before the stream if anyone is joining me. But that pretty much does it. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is the last live stream of 2021. Happy New Year to you all and Merry Christmas for the last week, and enjoy the rest of your holidays if you're on holiday right now, and have a good New Year's Eve tomorrow and stay safe. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Join the Discord, become a member if you want to support the channel, send in super chats every live stream. Remember, we stream every Thursday, and thanks to everyone who contributed today. I appreciate you guys, and I know exactly who you guys are. So thank you for coming back continually and supporting. But for now, thank you for watching. Catch you guys later. Goodbye.